love it. Finally got a nice normal 4x4.
Yes, Toyotas are known for a lot of things. They're reliable, they're long-lasting, and they look kind of boring.
They're silver sometimes.
This one was silver, and I hated the color because the thing just had no soul. So I drug it out back and I painted it green.
Now it looks like a tadpole.
It's really a bad paint job, but from over there, it probably looks pretty good. On this episode, we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna go four-wheeling right off the bat in this 2003 Toyota 4Runner, and then we're gonna go back to the shop and we're gonna tear it all apart.
And then we're gonna start episode 2 of all this, and we're going four-wheeling with our buddies in their 4Runners on 40-inch tires on Fordyce Creek Trail.
Yes. So somehow we're gonna stuff 40-inch tires onto this thing, but unlike normal Toyota guys who cut all the independent front suspension out, we're gonna try and beef that stuff up and see if we can make IFS live with 40-inch tires.
It's gonna be good. Let's see if it lives on little 29-inch tires first.
Yes. First, testing in stock form. Oh, it's so green. All right, first test. Remember that time we tried to race a 4Runner and we got it stuck in a mud hole?
I just feel like the rear shock is like not bolted on. This is it?
I think so.
Where we get stuck and dig it out?
It's like our other silver 4Runner.
That one was champagne gold. Oh, it just sounds like poop water. Is it in four-wheel drive already?
It's full-time four-wheel drive.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I guess I don't know anything about 4Runners. School me on this thing.
This thing has a 4.7 liter V8.
How many horsepower?
Probably 290.
Really? What year is it? 03?
This is an 03. So the crazy thing about the 2003 4Runners, when I first started at the Four Wheel and Off-Road magazine, this one I thought was fast as heck. I was like, this thing is so fast.
Then you said you drove it again like a couple months ago and you're like, it's not fast.
Yeah, it's really not fast. Like, I remember it being way better.
Maybe it just has bad gas in it. Wheeling's pretty fun. I think what we're proving is that you can get a stock truck just as stuck as a modified one. Work the wheel. There it goes.
Yay!
Yeah. It's like rolling this big boulder underneath that cross member at the moment. It'll go. Let's get out of here.
Okay. So we have to build everything around this truck to fit these 40-inch tires. The whole front suspension will get redone. The rear axle will get swapped out. We'll put a different transfer case in for lower gears.
Front bumper, sliders are done.
Yeah, we should put a winch on it because even with all these goodies, it's always good to have a winch along.
These just make you get stuck on a bigger rock. I really like Toyotas. They're built so well.
I'm gonna start by removing the front skid plates and starting to disassemble the front IFS.
I'm going to pull the rear drive shaft and start taking this transfer case out. We have like a time constraint where we gotta get drive shaft measurements to our guy pretty soon, so transfer case gotta go in, front suspension's gotta go in, and then we'll start messing with the rear.
Goodbye, sway bar. We don't need you on this car. Today, I'm gonna put the front diff in. I got a spare one and sent it up to Nitro Gear and Axle. They put some 529 gears in it and an ARB air locker. So the front end will have a selectable locker and it'll have low gears to help turn the 40-inch Mickey Thompsons. So today I'm gonna bolt this in and then I'm gonna start moving outwards from that with axle shafts, A-arms, and steering knuckles. Only 28 more pages to go on the front suspension instructions. This is the factory steering knuckle from the 4Runner. You can see it's pretty thin here. It is strong because it's cast steel, But this is what we're replacing it with. This is the Marlin Crawler fabricated knuckle. Part of it is machined billet, part of it is fabricated out of thick steel plate. There's a uniball at the top, there'll be another uniball at the bottom, and you'll notice that this section right here, that is the factory unit bearing hub. This is the only part that I'm a little bit concerned about. So I'm gonna take a spare one of these on the trail. Should be an easy thing to replace if we need to. Hopefully we don't even use that spare at all. So I'm gonna assemble the other knuckle and then keep going with the front suspension. We're gonna test IFS, the independent front suspension, and see if that'll hold up to 40-inch tires. And I don't really want to have to worry about the rear end, so I called Spider Tracks and had a rear Spider 9 built. This is basically a supercharged version of a Ford 9-inch. This is the housing that they will build in-house for you. Spider Tracks offers a 3.5-inch axle tube or a big like 4 or 4.5-inch. The front suspension is making the truck 5 inches wider, so I matched it in the rear. Spider Tracks offers 35, 40, and 45 spline axle shafts, which are massive. We're gonna run 40, which is blatant overkill for this little truck, but it should give us a rear end that we don't have to worry about when we're out rock crawling. Plus, if say 6 or 8 months down the road we wanna go racing, we have a rear end that's already beefed up and ready to go.
When you articulate it, the shock body swings into the frame, which I was kind of expecting to happen, but it actually does that. So now I gotta chop the frame here and pocket it back a little bit so that there's more room for the shock to swing inboard. So I'm gonna tack that in. I have all the pieces made for tomorrow so that I can like duplicate everything.
I don't have the springs or the front axle shafts in the front, but I wanted to mock up the front suspension with a tire on it and start figuring out how much body is gonna need trimmed. The first issue I'm finding is that the wheel clears everything, but the tire is rubbing into the top of the knuckle. The issue is that the wheel studs on that unit hub are really short, so we might need to run wheel spacers in the front, which is not ideal, but we can make it work. That will push the tire out some and get it out of that knuckle. These are the types of things you run into when you start building stuff like this. The tire is just about into the flare, so that outer flare will come off and we will have to start trimming body in order to get these 40s to fit on this truck. Sweet.
We're gonna bolt all the tires on this puppy, see if we can roll it forward. I gotta cut the rear fenders. We're gonna see if the old suspension does its thing, and then we're gonna peel out. We're gonna try our first little rock crawl.
I guess so.
Now we're getting good. Look at this. Oh. All right, get your mind right, Fred. It's a rock crawling hill. I want to jump out and watch.
Okay.
I didn't come here just to sit around the whole time. My favorite part of rock crawling is like nerding out on all the suspension and traction and all that. And like getting to watch this thing with all this fancy new IFS is awesome. Straight up. So cool, it's working. Big mystery machine is working. Ah, it looks awesome! Pop a wheelie! Woo! The L22R putting in work. There it is. Didn't even slip a tire. Oh dang. He's getting rad, is what he's doing. Ah. I'll bet you it won't even make it up this next half of the hill.
So far, we have proven that V8 4Runners are great at climbing this hill.
Yeah.
Both black and green 4Runners will dominate this type of hill. 4Runners on 37s and 40s are the magic recipe. And at least a solid axle on the back half of this 4Runner will help it climb that hill.
I need a 4Runner. I don't have any service right now. I can't get on
The
the markets. So this is Sunrise Hill, and we're going up at sunset.
Oh.
I guess the deal is on this, if you come on Sierra Trek, if you're on time, you're coming up this at sunrise.
Oh.
And you come up this and the sun's like blazing right in your eyes. I kind of feel like these tires need to break in a little bit.
Just had to warm them up here.
Yeah, get the dust off the rocks. This is windshield 4, from what I was told by the locals, and Fred's coming down the super narrow crack line, and it looks like a square peg in a round hole, like it's not gonna fit, but I guess we'll find out here in a second. So he's coming through this wedge. It's like 2 granite walls, and they're a little narrower than his truck, so he's trying to get it through there without smashing it up too much. So far, so good. Ooh, got into the front fender a little undercut. Ah, there we go. Stay driver. Now you can come back. Ah, that thing works so good. Didn't even blow the quarter window out of it yet. Good job. Just gonna drive right down it. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. Then stay in it a little bit. Did you have the front locked in there?
No.
I dig it, dude. Right there. That's it. Little driver. Straight. There you go. Yeah. Sweet. Go find camp.
Yes.
This is it, windshield 5.
I'm gonna get up this thing.
It doesn't look that bad from here. Was it the upper one that was hard?
Yeah, the upper one's the one that is where we...
Tippied?
Come on, rock crawling, long travel.
So this is the straight line through the zigzag.
Yeah, this is the straight line that we
Okay.
came down.
This looks good. So what you built it for, Fred?
Let's see what she'll do.
on, Mickey's. Come on, ARB air locker in the front. Oh, look at that. Oh, come on. Get it. There it goes.
Ah!
Nice. Oh, man, that's a
Now the big ledge.
heckin' hole right there. Still, I bet you carry a tire over this hole on the passenger front. It'll go. Even if you end up over to the right, you'll still drive it. Might get a little tippy, but. There it goes. Man, you got that wheel just jammed into the rock. Nice. So good.
So stoked it didn't blow up. Would have been a long walk out of here.
You once blew up. Fred built.
I've blown
And
up some IFS in my
He
day.
did a test on IFS. When I first started getting into like four-wheeling and reading magazines, he built this thing called the Red Sled, and all it did was blow up. Every time he took it out, it was like, done.
Yes.
So this is so cool.
40-inch tires, independent front suspension, 4-days trail, one of the toughest rock crawling trails in Northern California.
It's so
if
good.
not all of California.
Rad.
That's it for Dirt Every Day. We'll see you guys next time.